All right, Arthur Woodson, you're an activist here in the city of Flint. You go to city council meetings frequently, almost every single one. What happened last night?
Oh man, people came. Uh, they expressed themselves. They were mad, angry, upset. The biggest problem was the day before the protests that they had Sunday, June the 1st, where a senior citizen was pulled out the car and put on the ground and handcuffed. And then they seen other senior citizens handcuffed. And I was mad myself. You know, they wanted to be part of a protest. They wanted to express themselves along with others, but they couldn't walk on that journey to the park, so they was driving. And people just felt like the mayor, Chief Green, should have allowed it to happen. I mean, it wasn't like they was hurting anyone. It's not like anyone's downtown on Sundays. So everybody came down yesterday, Monday, to express their anger and things that happened. So after that, we were sitting down, and Councilwoman Mashat, they were talking about the ACO, and they got screaming at them and standing up. And I understand that they was not following the rules. And, I was telling them, hey, listen, if y'all don't sit down, they're going to put y'all out, because it didn't happen to me. And I had never seen one of them, the lady that was sitting next to me, I had never seen her before at a city council meeting. So I'm telling her what the rules are and that they can put her out. So Candace gave her warning and told her, hey, you got to go. So Sergeant Varela and another officer came up and told them that they had to go. And she was like, I'm not leaving. So they called for backup. So Sergeant Spine came in, and Sergeant Spine asked her to leave. So she wasn't leaving. So Sergeant Spine asked me to get her to leave. Asked me, could I help him to get her to leave? So I'm sitting there telling her, hey, listen, you did break the rule. So, let's just go, and I'll walk out with you. So I was doing what Sergeant Spine asked me. So Sergeant Jones came in. Sergeant Jones asked me also. So we almost had her out. But Officer Spreewell, he and another gentleman was going back and forth. And Officer Spreewell turned around and slapped the other gentleman's hand. And that's what started it all off. It wasn't the protesters who started the melee, the chaos. It was Officer Spreewell, by slapping the other gentleman's hand, that started everything that went out of control. So after that happened, I was walking or going over towards that way. The officers grabbed me. While they was holding me, Officer Stillwell hit me in my jaw. So when he hit me, that's when I tried to run over that way where he was. So that's what happened. Officer Stillwell was the person who incited everything.
Do you think that it was necessary?
As far as what?
As far as the whole inciting, do you think that what happened in council chambers was just a result of everything that happened on Sunday? Or do you think that this has been building up for a long time now?
It's been building up. Flint has been in a bad shape since GM left. Then you had emergency manager come in. Then you had the water crisis. Then you had COVID. Now you have ARPA funds that came in, and the residents don't feel like they felt any part of $94.7 million. You have water settlement that was pre-approved August 2020, 5 years ago, and they still haven't seen a dime from that. A lot of people still smelling chlorine. The water's still brown. Service pipes hasn't been changed in over 11 years now. All you had was 5% of lead pipes that needed to be changed. Then you have a council that is divided. That's divided. You have 4 that works for the mayor's office, and then you have 4 that people feel like is fighting for them. So you have a great divide here in the city of Flint. So all that built up together, and then you have a president, a city council, and a vice president who abuses their power, and both the mayor and city council weaponizes the police. I mean, what else can you ask for? I mean, you didn't just created a cocktail for disaster.
Have you ever seen anything like what happened last night in all your years of sitting in council chambers?
No, and that's the craziest part. I don't know, were you here during the water crisis?
I was not, but I've seen video of it, and I was telling someone last night about the video that I've watched, but nothing compared to what happened last night. Obviously, like people, tensions were very, very high.
Right, and back then, I was there from the beginning to now, and we would go, and it'd be 700 of us. I took 700 people down to Lansing, and we did our march. We went over to the Romney building. We went everywhere. We, had the dome full. We had all different types of auditoriums full. Not one time had we had the elected officials call the police on the residents. But now you have elected officials who abuse their power, who want to stay in power, who's mad that they lost the 5th vote because the mayor runs around with the ambassador for the 3rd ward who was in the race. She's not going to be in there in August, so he know that he doesn't have the 5th vote. So now you have chaos. He's the only mayor I know, and if you go look at or listen to his radio show, we never had civil unrest here. We never had civil unrest in Flint. Why do this mayor keep saying that you have insurrectionists and you have civil unrest in the city of Flint? Where is the civil unrest? Last night was chaotic, but the police officers started or incited what went on. Because I had got the young lady to where she was getting ready to walk out. And by the time we got to the edge of the chairs, he over there swinging on a senior citizen in the back. And if you go watch I got 2 of the videos up, you'll see where Officer Stillwell is steadily watching him and steadily talking to him. And then you'll see where he moves over in earshot of him. And then he turns around and starts talking to him. The senior points his finger and Stillwell hits his hand. And then that's when all the chaos starts. It wasn't the resident, which I was one of the residents. I'm trying to sit there, because I didn't want to see them put their hands on this young woman. And I knew it was boiling down to that. So I said, all right, let me try to get her out of here. Let me try to walk her out so that this, they won't put their hands on her and then it cause confusion and it get chaotic up in here. That's what I was thinking about. But the officer is the one that didn't de-escalate. that turned around and escalated everything that went down yesterday.
As a resident, as a taxpayer, are you frustrated?
I'm frustrated, yes, because you have a city council that doesn't work for the people. You have a city council, three of them we know for sure had ARPA funds or some type of money put to their organizations. Why would the people sit back and be happy when you seeing the individuals that's on city council getting money in their organizations when there's not one roof that has been fixed? The water is still unclean. The Flint water crisis money has not been sent out. Inflation is high to where eggs are, what, $7 almost. Gas prices just now started coming down. People are living check to check. And you have elected officials and community leaders who people are seeing benefit off of all this grant money that has come into the city of Flint. You done had almost $2 billion that has come to Flint. Flint should be looking like Dubai right now. Flint should be a tourist attraction from where we went from nothing to something. People should be looking at Flint as a beacon of hope and saying, you know what, if they can do it, we can do it. But we didn't have so many corrupt officials. We didn't have so many corrupt leaders. We didn't have so many different things that were so negative in the city of Flint to where it seems like it's embedded to where you peel off one layer of the onion, you find another layer. And it's been continuous like this since the water crisis. So people have lost hope, and it's hard to get people to come out and support you when you're doing something. You know, I've been working on a cancer study, feasibility study. We should be starting that next month. People are dying of cancer at a high rate in the city of Flint. Next month, I'll be getting information about the study where Flint is 3 times higher than the state with kidney disease. So there's so many different things going on in Flint. Why would the people hope for anything else? I mean, you can't go out at night. You can't have fun. Crime, they keep saying crime rate is down, but we know crime rate ain't. You can say anything about crime, crime rates is low and all this other stuff. But data would say one thing, but we know what we hear and what we see with our own eyes. And we see killing every day. We see shootings every day. People see where they call the police. They either got to wait 2-3 hours or the police don't come at all. So why would the people be hopeful? Why would the people be really ready, cheerful, and ready to go? It's like they have no hope. They feel like this is the end for them. And people who was able to leave left. But you have people that's not able to leave. They live in check to check, and they can't afford to leave.
Arthur, is there anything else that you would like to add that we did not talk about?
No, that's it, man.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Well, yes, it is. One other thing. I hope that they do not vote on the budget until Mayor Neely tells them or tells his four to change his budget for the mayor's office. Why would the mayor need $1.5 million for the mayor's office when Mayor Weaver had $326,000 in her office? That's one of the main things that they want to vote against the mayor's office.
Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
Thank you.